Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities. The light's not going on.
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, the journey of adapting to Alzheimer's is changing. We'll share a pathway that is healthy and helpful. Then, can you enjoy Halloween treats without playing tricks on your teeth? If you need help moving your parent from the
Golden Opportunities is paid for by Elder Productions.
Hello, I'm Armin Budish. Welcome to Golden Opportunities.
Today, the journey of adapting to Alzheimer's is changing. We'll share a pathway that is healthy and helpful. Then, can you enjoy Halloween treats without playing tricks on your teeth? If you need help moving your parent from the driver's seat to the passengers, we'll steer you in the right direction. Plus, you'll be thanking us for great Thanksgiving craft ideas. We've got plenty of time to create them, too. And how to avoid a home title scam.
It's time to get GOing, so pull up a chair and join us at our kitchen table for Golden Opportunities. When a loved one's diagnosed with Alzheimer's, both the patient and family can find it frustrating as communication and daily activities become more difficult. But there is hope and help thanks to a program called Pathways to Memory. Sharon Coyle's here to walk us through it. Sharon's with Home Watch Caregivers. Thanks for joining us, Sharon.
Thank you.
So if Alzheimer's, it can't be reversed, how can this Pathways program be helpful to people?
Our entire company is committed to people with Alzheimer's and dementia, and we do this in a couple of different ways. All of our caregivers are specially trained in dementia care to help with all types of dementia. When your loved one has dementia or Alzheimer's, many times they become disengaged in the family. They're watching television more, they're not taking part in normal activities that they normally would, like going to church, going out with the family, and we help reconnect that engagement by helping with mental stimulation activities. It's a coping solution for the entire family.
All right, so let's say that we're starting to see mom or dad is having trouble remembering. Is that when they call?
That's a real good time to call, absolutely.
Do they call their main doctor, or do they call a gerontologist? Who do they call?
Usually a geriatric specialist is, you start with your main doctor, and he would usually refer the person to a geriatric specialist. Many of our people come to us already having a diagnosis of Alzheimer's, the beginnings of Alzheimer's and dementia.
All right, so what do you do for someone? How do you help after there's been this evaluation?
Actually, they call Home Watch Caregivers, and we'll come into the home for a free evaluation. We'll do a cognitive test with them. And what we like to see is a supportive family, a very motivated client, and a score of between about 15 to 19 on the cognitive test.
Is this a cognitive test that you've created, or that is a standard test?
It's a standard basic cognitive test, and the total points are 30. So if
that's to test how good or bad someone's memory is.
It's not just memory; it's actually thought processes.
Okay, so
and
now you
orientation.
come up with this number, and you determine that they can use help. What do you do for them?
At that point, we tell them about the program and what we can do for them. The program, actually, we work one-on-one with the client in their home. We come in 3 times a week, 2 hours each time for 12 weeks. So that's a total of 72 hours of mental stimulation.
What do you do for
we
them?
actually have a whole kit that we work with. We're doing all sorts of activities. We may take them into the kitchen, have them prepare a cup of tea, see if they do that safely. We talk to them about orientation as far as what day it is, what season it is.
You brought some things here with us.
I did.
Show us what this is and how you use them.
This is the kit that comes with the program. Many times with Alzheimer's and dementia, people are losing language, and so we have lots of these flashcards that you can see.
So there's a picture of an old radio, and there's a
common
picture
things
of a pen, and so what do? You ask them what it is?
We actually use these like flashcards, exactly, and they'll tell us the name. Many times people are losing the names of things, and so the repetition of them telling us this really helps create new pathways in the brain.
All right, and then you got something here. Looks like a chart with various shapes.
Color chart with shapes.
What do we do with this?
We use this to actually, they match the shapes and the colors together, which
so
if you're having some dementia, exactly.
And this is all designed to help someone strengthen their memory? Is that the idea?
Yeah, not only to strengthen the memory, but to actually get confidence, more confidence and self-esteem. Because when somebody's losing their memory, their confidence and self-esteem can plummet. Families are saying, oh, Mom, you remember this, you remember that. And this is a no-fail program. We don't let them fail at anything. They're all activities that they can do.
And the idea is that this will help folks be independent?
It helps them become more independent. They may still need one of our caregivers to help them out with particularly safety issues like driving. They may not be able to drive anymore, so they might need transportation to the doctors. Safety issues like meal preparation, cooking. They may become dangerous in the kitchen.
Well, thank you very much. This is good information. It's nice to know there's a program out there.
Good.
There is no well-lit path on the road of Alzheimer's, but taking a turn onto the Pathways to Memory program could shed some helpful and needed brightness. To find out more, use the information coming up next. My thanks to Sharon Coyle for joining us today.
Thank you.
To learn more, call Home Watch Caregivers at 216-593-0120 or log on to www.homewatchcaregivers.com. Next, how candy can haunt your smile. But first, it's not just ghosts and goblins who gather at All Hallows Eve. We humans plan parties too. There's just no disguising the fact that October 31st is the 3rd largest party day of the year. Can you name the first 2 favorite days for festivities? We'll unmask the answer when we return.
Welcome to Breckenridge Village, a continuing care retirement community conveniently located in historic Willoughby, Ohio. Whether it's a luxury apartment, a spacious ranch home, or newly built brownstones, it's all here with the added security of knowing more care is available when you need it. Breckenridge Village offers an exciting and upbeat lifestyle, and the food is fabulous, and our staff makes you their #1 priority. Learn more about Breckenridge Village and come see our new Veal Wellness and Aquatic Center.
There's no trick to naming the first 2 days we treat ourselves to fun. We all have a ball on New Year's Eve. Celebrating the first day of the new year is also #1 for parties. And our #2 ranking event is still super. It scores with Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh, you caught me, sorry. I don't mean to spook you, but it's frightful what sugar can do to your teeth. The effects can haunt your smile for years to come. So how do you scare off the tricks that treats can play on your sweet tooth? We've conjured up dentist Steve Marsh to help us break the spell sugar casts. Thanks for joining us, Steve.
My pleasure, Armin, as usual.
How do we, we talk about sweets each year at Halloween, but, sugar, why is it so scary?
Well, not only the stickiness, but there's a very simple equation, even for our guests who don't know math very well. And in all of our mouths there's bacteria, in fact over 700 different types. That plus the sugars we eat, the bacteria breaks down the sugar and produces an acid, and that's part 1 of the equation. And the second part is that acid, those repeated attacks added to the enamel will cause tooth decay, and that's how decay happens. And one of the worst things you can have is a Tootsie Roll, quite frankly, because it's not only sugary but very sticky, and it holds that sugar to the tooth.
I would never eat a Tootsie Roll. Okay,
Yeah, right.
So you're not just talking about candy, though. You're talking about other things that have sugar. What about like cereal?
Well, cereals, are very sugary ones, are not good for your teeth. They are also very sticky. Even things like fruit juices. There's a big problem also.
Healthy fruit juice?
Healthy fruit juices. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the fruit juice, but afterwards it's important to brush and keep the sugars off your teeth. Another thing that's a big problem today with both seniors and young people are things like Gatorade. There's a lot of sugar in Gatorade. In fact, we had a patient recently, a young person, who had so much Gatorade, he was a great athlete, that he actually pretty much destroyed his teeth. He came in with about 14 cavities.
What about dry mouth? We see that with older people.
It's a very big problem today. One of the things that happens is people who have diabetes have dry mouth as a consequence. Some of the blood pressure medicines also cause dry mouth. And then, to further complicate things, many people will suck on lozenges. That's okay as long as they're sugar-free, but lozenges that have sugar in them are something we really have to avoid. So those of our patients and viewers who have dry mouth, you always want to keep it moist with water. And one of the other issues today is bottled water. Bottled water doesn't have fluoride in it. So we're better off with Cleveland tap water than we are with bottled water.
Now, you brought a treat bag for us. What do you have in your treat bag? And I hope it's as good as these Tootsie Rolls.
No, it's quite different. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying the Halloween candy one day, but just brushing and flossing. You know, we talked about moisture. We have these gums. In fact, we give them in our office, and your viewers are welcome to that. But it's a sugarless, sugar-free gum. It keeps your mouth moist, keeps your mouth busy. Even things like lip gloss, and we have some lip gloss that we can give to patients that also keep the lips from drying out. And then let me hold these 2 items up. People can go out to eat and maybe they haven't flossed. This is an already loaded floss. It's great for patients and those mature people in our audience who have trouble flossing. It's preloaded floss. And then when food gets caught between the teeth, there's this sort of brush, because as we mature, the gums recede and we need to get that food out from between teeth, another common place where decay occurs.
Now let's say there's already a problem. We are past that and now we got decay.
Well, I have some pictures of some patients we've taken
I thought you might.
And they're almost frightful pictures. I mentioned about this young boy, 18 years old, great athlete, drank Gatorade all the time, had braces on for 4 years, didn't clean his teeth well. That's before. You can see decalcification, that's the beginning of decay. You can see some teeth that have it. The during is after I've cleaned out the decay. We also use a dye so that I want to make sure, and every dentist should make sure that all the decay's out. You can see the receptacle from that, and now we've restored those teeth in the upper arch with bonding material. And it works very well. You can still see some lesions that we didn't address yet in the lower, but that's what happens from decay. This is a woman who came to me. She was in her mid-50s. She never smiled. She was ashamed of her teeth. She brought her daughters in religiously and took care of them and didn't on her own. That's decay at the gum line. You can see literally what happens. It destroys the enamel. It turns dark and gets very soft.
That is scary.
It is. And a couple of those teeth we took out and then restored them with a bridge. And another gentleman, a very interesting guy, very outgoing, and was a salesperson, and he let his teeth go, also took care of his family. He was about our age group, and we restored those. A couple of them had to be removed. We did an complete bridge and some porcelain veneers on the bottom to restore a smile. But again, we can restore it, but really the key is prevention, so let's keep that Tootsie Roll down here. But if you do have a Tootsie Roll, enjoy it, but immediately after you want to brush, because there's 30 minutes of acid time that we want to eliminate if we can.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome, Armin.
All right, so you already know sweets can play tricks on your teeth. The real trick is to treat them better. My thanks to Steve for this frightfully good information. We'll be back.
See what Dr. Stephen Marsh can do for your smile by calling 440-461-1003 or visit www.clevelandsmiles.com. Next, driving home safety for seniors. Looking for places to go, things to do? Welcome to our community calendar. His life was a circus. Really? Author Jamie McVicker's high-flying career included bringing the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus to town. McVicker will tell tales of his time with a big top Tuesday, November 1st at 7 p.m. at the Independence Library. To register, call 216-447-0160.
You're worried about your parent being behind the wheel and afraid things could take a turn for the worse? But putting your parent's life into park isn't easy either. Matt Gurwell has the key to help seniors move from the driver's seat to the passengers. And he's geared up to tell us all about it. Matt's a retired Ohio State trooper and the creator of Keeping Us Safe. Thanks for joining us, Matt.
Thank you, Armin.
Matt, this is always a difficult conversation about whether or when to take the keys away. You have a different way of approaching it, though. Tell us.
Absolutely. We've designed what we call the Enhanced Self-Assessment Program for older drivers. And what that is an individualized one-on-one session between a member of the Keeping Us Safe staff and the older driver, in which we go through a whole litany of mini exercises to help the older driver and the family make appropriate decisions related to the older driver's driving future.
So this is not talking to the kids about how to talk to their parents. This is talking to the parents and having them hopefully come to the right decision for themselves.
Absolutely. Most of our clients come from adult children that are concerned about a mother or father's ability to continue driving safely. They're not real sure how to address it, or maybe they've already tried to address it with no success. So we will go in and serve as a independent third party, so to speak, and we help the older driver self-assess themselves.
How many times have you had the kids say, good luck with my parents, but you're not going to get anywhere
Just
with
about
them.
Every phone call we receive starts out that way. That sounds like a great program, Mr. Gurwell, but we don't think that's going to work with our father or our mother.
How do you do the self-assessment?
The self-assessment is, as I described, an individualized session where it's just myself and the older driver in the room. No family, no outside interferences, no nothing.
What do you do with them?
We spend about 3 hours. We go through a very lengthy personal interview, which helps in that 3-hour time build a very positive relationship between myself and the older driver, and we develop some trust so that after we go through these exercises and the interview, we go out and actually do a driving exercise. But then in the last bit of time together, we come up with what I call a mutually agreed upon plan of action for that person's driving future.
Can you give us an example of the kinds of, after the interview, the kinds of tests that you give?
Absolutely. Most of them are actually cognitive related. We do a mini mental state examination, MMSE. We do a clock drawing test, which I think...
What's a clock drawing test?
A clock drawing test is myself asking the older driver to take a piece of paper and draw a analog clock, a circular type clock. Absolutely, please do. Put the numbers into the clock just like they would naturally appear, and set the time to 10 minutes after 11.
10 minutes after 11?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I draw a clock. And How's that?
Armin fails.
It says 11:10. That's what my clock looks like.
Armin gets an A for effort. Here are some examples.
Okay, this is the way you want to make them look. Okay.
No, well, that's actually the way not to make it look. This is an individual that was asked to do the exact same exercise, and you can see after a probably 5 or 10 minutes amount of time, this is what he concluded with. He started here, did this one first, it didn't go well. He recognized that, started over, it didn't go well. He recognized that and ended up 4 times and finally got frustrated and just stopped.
And how would drawing a clock tell you whether they can drive or not?
Excellent question. There have been many studies that have shown that this examination is very valid in determining an older driver or anyone's ability to operate in a driving simulator properly. So there's a direct correlation between the scoring on this clock drawing test exercise and your ability to operate a motor vehicle safely.
So just a rough percentage, in your experience, you've been doing this for a while, how many times at the end of a meeting, end of the driving test, everything you do, does the driver say, you know, you're right, I should give up my keys?
2/3 of the people we meet with for these self-assessments actually retire from driving on the spot. And we're very proud of that. Now remember, the other third may not need to give up driving to begin with. So in those instances, we help them develop a plan to keep them a safe driver for longer, for as long as possible.
This is great. I didn't even know this existed. It's wonderful. I'm sure our viewers will find this helpful. Thank you.
Thank you, Armin.
All right, Matt Gurwell spent his career as a state trooper working to keep people safe, and he's still doing that in retirement with the Keeping Us Safe program. To find out more, use the information that's coming up next. My thanks to Matt for being in the driver's seat with us today.
For more information, call Keeping Us Safe toll-free at 877-907-8841 or click to www.keepingussafe.org. Next, creating ways for giving thanks.
It's time to get up and go. An exercise minute on golden opportunities.
Hello, I'm Mike Carbon from Breakout Fitness, and today we're going to work on our quads by doing body squats. This is a great exercise because it's going to help us get in and out of chairs and stand up and down out of the couch a little bit easier. All right, ready to go, Armand?
I guess.
All we need is our chairs today. We're going to stand in front of them. We want our feet about shoulder width apart, okay? You put your hands out in front of you, or you can give yourself a big hug. We're simply going to bend at the hips nice and slowly and squat down till our backside touches the chair and right back up. Remember, you never want to lock your knees, so always keep a slight bend in your knees. All the way up and down. Take your time. Move slow. All right, come on. You gotta stand up with me, buddy. 12 to 15 repetitions, 2 or 3 times a week should be good for you.
Well, how about if I do 1 per day and just do it 12 days a week?
No, that doesn't work. We gotta do a couple more than that. 12 to 15. Now it's your turn to get up and go.
For your copy of the exercise booklet, please send $1 for postage to Golden Opportunities, 23240 Chagrin Boulevard, Suite 450, Beechwood, Ohio, 44122.
It's the close. Tomorrow's Halloween, and it may be scary to think of me creating a craft, but we have two reasons not to be spooked. First, the craft is for Thanksgiving, so there's a lot of time. And second is that there's more than a ghost of a chance that I'll be able to do it, and you'll be able to do it, because we have an expert here, inspiration specialist Karen Edenfeld, to magically transform me and you into accomplished craftsmen. Karen's the wizard with Joanne Fabric and Craft Stores. Thanks for joining us today.
You.
All right, so you've promised that you've got some easy to make. Easy to make is very important for me. Crafts for our viewers for Thanksgiving. Tell us what you brought.
Yes, we're going to decorate some candles, and the candles are so nice this time of the year as the days grow shorter and it's just dark so long. So we're going to decorate with wire, and I'm using aluminum floral wire because it's really quite thick, so you get a nice look. But it's very flexible. So I'm going to have you decorate yours. And these are just small pillars that look right as a cluster for a centerpiece or individually at a table setting. So we'll start with our pliers, and I don't
even need the pliers. It just goes
you're doing a fine job. That's right.
Look at this.
I'll show you how to do the leaf then in case you want to do a leaf.
I got a leaf already on mine. Look at that. How many leaves do you make on these?
You can make as many as you want, and why don't we add another one? You can add this. And just twist it around your original wire.
Okay.
Will you twist?
No, I'll do it because I'm the craftsman.
That's right.
I know how to do these things because I'm really good. All right.
There you go, and you can add more and more leaves. Well,
Oop.
you're sort of sagged, so perhaps tightening it up
Hey,
with
what's
the
that over
pliers.
there, Karen? What's that? Do you see that over there?
Wow!
How do you like how I did?
I'm impressed. I knew you were a good crafter.
Isn't that good? Look at all the little leaves I made. So you just do it, or is there a manual? Or how do you know how to do this?
We have directions that are available on Joann.com, and it even has a little leaf template that you can follow.
Okay, so this shows you how to do it, and
right.
It's really easy to do, and if I could
Absolutely.
do it, everybody could do it.
Yes, and you just
All
need
right.
simple tools you probably already have at home.
What else do you have for us?
Okay.
Let's try something a little different.
This would be a nice centerpiece also, or on a side table, using the familiar designs that you would use. This is a grapevine pumpkin and a funkin, or it's an artificial pumpkin that we spray painted. So just the metallic spray paints. We're trying to get an all metallic look on this. We added some little wires with beads. And then, yes, you can use glitter glue and glue on this. So that's what we did. We used the glitter glue.
Does it stay on?
It does. Well,
Sort of.
it depends how much you put on. If you put a big glop, it may tend to fall off.
Look at, I put glitter on my gourd, and I made it gorgeous.
Oh.
How was that?
Not good. Another thing you can do is just put glue on it, just the tacky glue. And this will dry clear, so you don't have to worry about looking like that.
That doesn't look so great,
And then
though.
just put on...
It's like little ghosts.
Little ghosts. And then just sprinkle glitter, and I like to sprinkle it over something because it makes a mess. So we're just going to sprinkle the glitter on.
Well, I'm good at making a mess.
And that'll dry, as I said, it'll dry
Looks
clear,
very nice.
and it'll be really good. So we have a combination on this piece of the glitter with the glue and the glitter paint. And there's also glitter paint and the glitter glue.
And where do you get all this stuff?
We have it at Joann's
Okay,
and
that's
in our
very
paint
good.
departments. We have a
And
lot
will
of
someone
things.
there tell you how to do this too? And now I got it all over my hands, so I can just put my hands on for Halloween and
yes, you
Thanksgiving.
can. Well, we have the directions again available on
Great.
Joann.com for both
Great.
of the projects.
Thank
and
you
many
so
more.
much for coming in and
Thank you.
teaching us how to do all this stuff and keeping clean. Create these crafts now, and at Thanksgiving you'll be grateful to have your decorations ready to be served up. Thanks to Karen. She was here to provide wonderful help to all of us, and you'll be thankful that Joann's can help you. That information's coming up next.
Find out more by calling Joann Fabric and Craft Stores at 1-888-739-4120 or visit their website www.joann.com. Next, protect yourself from the latest scam.
We're Gateway Title, keeping life simple. We can make it simple. We've got everything you need. See how easy selling your home can be. We're Gateway Title. We're keeping life simple.
So I'm opening my mail, and I spot a formal-looking letter from the National Record Service. Sounds pretty official, and the letter starts by saying that our records show that your house deed was recorded by the county recorder. And it gives the document number, it gives the address of my property, and the date that the deed was recorded. So far it sounds accurate. Then the letter goes on to say that the U.S. government Federal Citizen Information Center website recommends that property owners should have an official or certified copy of their deed. If you don't already have this important document, you may obtain one now. This document provides evidence that your property was transferred. Okay, let's stop there. That's the letter. That's not exactly true, though, what the letter's saying. The Federal Citizen Information Center website is a government website, but it offers hundreds of informative publications. It doesn't offer any advice of any kind. When I searched for publications discussing house deeds or property deeds, nothing came up. So do you need a copy of your house deed? You might. It's possible that you might need a copy of your house deed when you do your estate planning or when you apply for certain government benefits. Does it need to be an official or certified copy? A Xerox copy of that filed document is usually sufficient. But here's the kicker. The letter then offers to send me a certified copy of my deed for only $59.50. What a deal! What they don't say in this letter is that I can go on my computer and in about 5 minutes I can locate and print a copy of my house deed from the county recorder website absolutely free. Now that will be a copy of the filed document. And for most purposes, that's all that you're ever going to need. If for some reason you do need an original, you can go to the county recorder's office yourself and pick one up. At the bottom of this letter, by the way, it does say that this company is not affiliated with any governmental agency and that many government records are available free. But I guess they don't expect you to read all that far. Finally, the letter says, due to the large number of transactions, I guess because so many people are interested in this great offer, this will be your only notice of this service. And you know what my response is? Good. See you next week.
Would you like to join our kitchen conversation? All you have to do is call toll-free 1-877-765-1543 and leave us your question, name, and phone number. Or log on to www.golden.tv for all the latest information and show updates.